Dear friends, I have done so many videos in orthopedic subject as well as other general health subjects. So I have done more than 200 topics. So of late, my own close friends who have seen those videos started commenting on me. Only you are good at those professional things, but you put videos on knee pain, then back pain, all those things, and we are not anymore suffering from right now those pains. Why don't you post make some videos which are useful as a general things like? So then I decided it's fine. So even my own team members, my own subordinates were asking, my own close friends were asking, why don't you attend so many online courses? I especially during Corona time, since I had a lot of free time, I attended so many courses on life management, then soft skills, then art of living courses, Sadhguru's courses. So many courses I do had time to attend, especially since it was online. So I thought, okay, let me share some of my whatever the knowledge or whatever the things, practical things which I have got in my life with my own friends and colleagues. Why not with my patients also? Let them also learn things, right? So today's topic I am going to talk about work and life balance, right? So one of the videos as I was seeing in Sadhguru's, he says there's the distinction between work and life. Life is for work and work is for life. That's what he was saying. But of course, his level is totally different, right? So we being normal human beings, it is a bit difficult to reach that level. Okay. So there are so many formulas to how to balance work and life. See, one of my professor used to tell me, still I remember what he told 20 years back. See, life is like which is sitting on the four-leg chair, right? So if you take a table, it has four legs. If you take a chair, it has four legs. So all the four legs should be properly in size and shape. They should be of same height. Imagine if the professional life is too good, and imagine all the four legs should be right properly placed. Then only suppose if I'm sitting on a chair, all the four legs should be properly proper height only. Then only I can sit properly. If suppose one leg is short, then I will wobble and fall it off, right? So that shouldn't happen. Why I'm giving the example of four legs is that our life should be like four legs of a chair or table represents one leg for your family life, another leg for your professional life, another leg for your social life, another is for your spiritual or whatever the personal life you have. So all these four should be balanced. When your personal, family, social and spiritual life is balanced, then only you have a balanced life. So that's what meant by balanced life, right? So suppose if you're too good in your profession, too busy, you don't have proper time to give to your family will suffer. Okay, your family time will suffer. That shouldn't happen. You should have a balanced life. What I mean by that? Suppose you might have seen big film stars. No, they are very busy, always traveling, and they are earning in crores, multiple crores. But their family life is not that very good. Some people have some affairs or whatever it is. Some people have gone for divorce also. You have seen a number of such cases, right? So that shouldn't happen. Ultimately, once you finish your profession, once you finish your whatever the job you're in, ultimately you have to go and sleep in your family only, with your family only, in your house only, right? How many days you can sleep in a hotel or somewhere else? Ultimately, one another day you have to reach your house and you have to sleep there peacefully. So your family life matters a lot. That's very very important. We cannot just neglect it. So what happens whenever we mix work life with family life with your personal life, then the clashes occurs. So let me tell you what I do is okay. I am from Karnataka. So one of the famous poet by name Kuempu is one of the Gnanapida Prashasti winner in Karnataka. Kannada, he has done in Kannada. So he was a chancellor for Mysore University. So when he was a chancellor, right? So what he used to he has narrated in one of his books. He says that whenever he is, when he is a chancellor for a university, there will be a lot of responsibility. He has to so much of administrative work, so many programs he has to attend, so many things he has to manage. So naturally there will be a lot of work pressure, a lot of headaches, all those things, right? So what he used to do is whenever he used to travel from his working place, that is my university's house, which was inside the city, there used to be one tree there. Okay, so what he quotes: whenever I cross that tree, whenever I'm going towards the house, whatever the work, professional work which has there's a cutoff point. After that, I don't go for any other. I don't think anything about my profession. That's the end of the story. I will go to my house. I will be a family man. So vice versa. When he comes from the house to the working place, when that tree starts, no, there his family life ends, then he is only a professional person. You take care of all this profession, then you will come back. Okay, so same thing I am also following. I am practicing in a place by name Tumkur. So whenever my working place is about, say, about 3.5 kilometers from my home, right? So on the way there is one place in Shettirli. So there is one underpass. There the one Guru Raghavendra Swami Mata is there. Mat is there. Raghavendra Swami Mata. So from at that juncture, whenever I cross that juncture, I go towards my house. I am no more an orthopedic surgeon, no more a doctor. I am just a family man. I just going to my house as a good husband, as a good father, whatever, son, daughter, whatever the things you are there in your life. You may be a mother, mother-in-law, whatever it is in your family life. You are just a family man there. You no more carry your profession into your family, right? And vice versa. Once you enter into family, you shouldn't think of profession, your family, right? So that's what happens most of the time. I have attended Sri Art of Living courses also. That's what they say. What Sri Ravi Shankar says is that, Ravi Shankar ji says is that, what is art of living? Wherever you're living, you just live in that area only, live in that mindset only. What does it mean? It means that whenever in a profession, suppose I am an orthopedic surgeon, whenever in my profession I am just an orthopedic surgeon, I shouldn't think anything of my family, I shouldn't think of my daughter, my wife. That is family life. So whenever I'm in working place, I will think only of my work. What's about the surgery, the patient, the decisions, all those things, management, everything will be there only when I am at my working place. Once I reach home, I am no more an orthopedist. I'm just a father of a beautiful daughter and I'm husband. That's it. So I won't carry any of the tensions, work pressures to the working place at all, to the house at all, from the working place, right? So what does it mean? It means that, see, what happens, only our body gets shifted. See, we'll finish up for, suppose, a bank employee, any software engineer. Once he finishes the job, what he will do, he will go to his house, he will open his laptop, see some files, do that, do this. Shouldn't do that, according to me. So whatever the work, you finish it off. As a family man, you enter your house. That's the best thing you can do. So what happens, see, our body gets shifted from the working place to our house, residency. But there, the body is in the house, but all the mind or your brain, whatever is there, it's there in the working environment. So your body is in the house, but your brain and mind is working in the working place. If that's the case, then it will be a problem. Your family members won't be happy with you, you cannot give time for them, and vice versa also. Especially working women, what happens? Suppose they are working in a bank. So they are doing some transactions, suddenly they will remember, oh, what cooking I have to do today night or tomorrow morning, what breakfast I have to prepare, I have to buy these vegetables, or whether my daughter or son, have they come back from the college, have they reached safely, what about my husband, how is his work going? See, you shouldn't do that. When you are in a workplace, think only of your work, nothing else, right? Then you will be peace with yourself, and your work will be much more efficient. So once you do finish your work efficiently, naturally when you go to your house, you will be just a family man. You won't think anything of the work. And for God's sake, don't ever, especially the negative things, don't ever share with your family members. In my practice days, my wife she's also a doctor. Initially I used to do all those things, right? Whatever some complications in a surgery, or some patient talk to me in I loud page, some of irritation, some subordinates didn't obey, they didn't do the work properly. So all this I used to go and share to my wife. So what she, okay, she is good, she's a doctor, she is much more stronger than me, to say. So she used to take up that, and ultimately after a week or 1 month, 2 months, she will remember that case. What happened to that case? And complication happened. No, don't take up such cases. Why you want to take risks? I have forgotten, even the patient has forgotten, but she remembers that and she will tell me back. So she will be like recalling me such bad things or negative things. So now I totally don't do such things. I can manage myself. I have grown up. I can manage myself. I need to tell my negative stories or negative feelings, negative things to other people, especially the family. So what happens? They will not be knowing the exact situation. Whatever happens, whatever we are going to feed from our working experience, that's what they will take, and they will think only of that. So that shouldn't happen. So for God's sake, don't ever any of those negative things which happens in your working place, don't ever share with your family or your daughter, son. They will have their own perception, they will have their own thinking, and that will affect their profession also. Please don't ever do that, okay? Keep the work things, whatever happens, here only. I'm going to tell you one thing. There are two lives, right? What is the two lives that you are going to live? I will tell you at the end of the video. Please do watch until that, right? So, as I told you that beautiful example, whenever I'm traveling from working place, my working place clean to my house, regarding that Raghavendra Mata, I will stop thinking about my profession. So you may ask me, what doctor? We don't have any Raghavendra Mata, some temple on the road. What I should do? Just an example. What you can do is, see, you go to your house, right? You leave your slippers, you leave your chappals or your shoes, whatever it is. Once you leave the chappals or shoes outside, that should be outside house only. So whatever the professional headache you had, some bad experiences, whatever is, just it should end there only. You should never ever carry into your house. Especially don't share those things as I told you earlier with your wife or children. They will also unnecessarily go into that negative thinking, negative vibrations. What is the reason to, what is why we should unnecessarily spoil the house environment? Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. So you just leave as a slipper, you leave outside. No, just leave all those things outside and just go with an happy, friendly, smiling face. Enter your house and you have be a family man. So whenever I am there with my family, I'm just a father, a beautiful daughter, I'm just an husband. I don't ever discuss with my patients their complications, all those things. That is my personal professional life. Let me face. Once I'm in the work, I don't ever think, okay, whether my daughter got up in time, what is my wife doing? Has she prepared good meals for me, or whether my daughter is reading properly or not. I don't think about. Luckily, my daughter reads very well. That's a different story. So don't ever think of what happens in the family thing, right? For personal thing, that is left to there only. This is left to the here only. So what happens if you have that clear cut distinction? If you don't mix up those two things, then you will have a proper enjoyable family life also, proper efficient professional life also. So that's the beauty of balancing the work and life, right? So there are so many other forms also. There is one more called as rule of eight. What is this rule of 8 tells? Rule of 8 tells that 8 divided by 8 into 3. 8 is a 24. 24 hours in a day, right? So 8 hours you give for a profession, another 8 hours you give for your sleep, personal hygiene, things like that. Another 8 hours you give for your family, friends, your entertainment, movie, whatever it is, play, all those things. So of course, who are working at the fixed hours like 9 to 5, okay, they can only plan like this. So most of us software engineers are professionals like us, doctors or police people who are in the police department. See, they have to work for almost 24/7. They cannot exactly divide their timings like that. Okay, so what happens? Suppose, let me tell you what we have to do is we have to tailor made our own life, professional life or family life. See, in my life, I am practicing nearly 12 hours a day, 12 to 14 hours a day sometimes. So I cannot give much time to my family in the working days, but Sunday is totally dedicated for my family. I'll spend my time with my daughter, my wife. I will take to them for whatever the marketing is there, some purchases there, or I will take to them Bangalore. I'll take my daughter to park and all those things I will do on Sunday, right? So Sundays, until unless emergency, I won't see the cases. So I have made one particular pattern of how I should lead my life, right? So similarly, you should have proper destination. You should have a tailor-made or custom, what we call as custom-made lifestyle. What do you mean by that? Suppose I am wearing a suit. This exactly fits for me. It's around 39, 46, whatever it is. Just because I have more money, I cannot wear a coat which is very loose. Or if I don't have money, I shouldn't buy a coat which is very small. I wear it. It's very difficult for me to fit into, right? So like a chappal. What's my size? 7 is my size. Chappal or shoes. That's the size which fits for me. I'm using that. I cannot wear a shoe which is 9 size, or I cannot wear a shoe which is 5 size, right? Whatever the size which fits for me, I should select. Similarly, your life and work, you should balance. You should know how to balance your work. See, every person has their own professional life, their own family life. You are the right person to decide how much time you want to give to profession, how much time you want to give to family. But make a clear distinction so that there won't be any overlap of those two things. That will cause a lot of problems, lot of this. You might have heard one professor joke also, right? The other day, professor went to house and he removed something from his pocket. There was a frog there, live frog. So while doing an experiment, so he has instead of putting his kerchief into his pocket, he has put a live frog into his pocket and he has come. So he shouldn't be an absent professor, absent-minded professor. So when you are a professor, you are there only in the working place. You are a professor. In your house, you are a totally different person. Let me give one more beautiful example. When I was a child, I did one part in one of the plays also, like Bala Jalandhar. That some one part I did. Okay, so that's one of the historical plays which they do. So suppose let me give you an example like of Bhima. You know all of Bhima, no? So suppose I am playing a role of Bhima in one of the plays, right? So in that I am putting one big artificial mustache and big one this one kirita we call as one. Then we will keep one gada like this. Okay, then I'll be a Bhima. Whenever I am on the play, whenever I am in the play, I'm like I behave like a Bhima, right? We're holding that mace and gada, whatever it is, putting that crown, big artificial mustache, and I will do properly. Similarly, when you are in a working place, whatever the job you're doing, let it be a small job, big job, doesn't matter. You'll be a doctor, engineer, or what small, you just be a sweeper also doesn't matter. So whatever the work you do it 100%. Even for my sweeper in my working place, I tell her she's a very good worker. She sweeps and keeps very neat, very clean. What I do is, suppose if you clean the road which is there in front of your house or something like that. Some devatas are going, some angels are let us imagine some angels are flying there on the cloud. If they see, they should feel, they should watch. Oh, such a beautiful road, who has cleaned it? So that should be the dedication when we are doing whatever work it is. There's nothing like small work, big work. Whatever the work you do, you give your 100%. Be there. That's very very important. Once you are satisfied, then everything will be alright, right? So coming to the Bhima example. So once that part is over, I should remove that mustache, remove this crown, and keep that gada there. And you'll go to his friends. You'll take one cigarette or one bidi. You'll drink one chai. You won't no more. You'll no more behave like a Bhima, right? You'll be a normal person. See, you behave like a normal in whatever agriculture is, whatever. That you will go back to his normal life. Similarly, once you finish your profession, you're a okay, I am a doctor only. I am doctor to my patients. I am not a doctor to my wife, or I am not a doctor or orthopedic surgeon to my daughter. I shouldn't be in that way, right? So, suppose if you are a sub inspector, I have got so many police department friends. One other day, one of my superintendent of police, they had brought their son to show to me, right? So he was in orderly tone only. The SP was talking. What happened? Explain to the doctor properly. This is not the way you should. See, that's not the way you talk to your son. No, there is a different tone of voice, different way you talk to your children. There's a different way how you talk to your wife or whatever it is, right? So the role which you play as in a profession, that's a different story. You shouldn't carry that crown or gada into your house, and you should not behave like a Bhima there. So I am an orthopedic surgeon only to my patient. Once I go to my family, I am a totally different person. Even that is very much needed also, right? So you want to relax, right? You can't be an actor 24 hours. You can't be a policeman 24 hours. You have got your own personal life, family life. One of my professors used to tell me, even your professional life ends one day. Just imagine if you are a police person or if you're a software engineer, whatever it is, after the age of 60 you are retired. You know your profession doesn't come with you until your last breath. But your family life, your personal life, your social life will be there with you until your last breath. Just imagine that. Just think about it. Is it right? Is it not right? So okay, with respect to doctors, it's a different story. We can practice up to 70, 75. That's a different story. But as such, if you are a central government employee or if a state government employee, after your retirement, your professional life ends there only, right? But your professional, your family life, personal life doesn't end. So it's very, very important that you give equal importance to your profession as well as family also. That's very, very crucial also. So that's the thing. Okay, in the beginning of my video, I told there are two lives. What are the two lives? First life is to realize that there is only one life, God given life. That is the only one life, or the only 1 year, or the only one day which I am spending now. I will never ever get back that, right? If I spend this, whatever the 10 minutes, 15 minutes making this video, this is gone. I can never ever get it back. Whatever the time, whatever the circus I do, I cannot get it back, right? So I got only one life, and second life starts when you realize that that is the only one life you have got. You got one life, and second realization that you realize that's the only one life that you have got. So the moment you realize that that's the only life you have got, you have to spread it equally. You have to enjoy your profession, you should enjoy your family life, you should enjoy your personal life, you should have some hobby, go to trekking, be with friends, do spend time with your children, do go to their colleges, do enjoy their get-togethers. So that's also equally important. So the second life starts when you realize that you got only one life, right? So you need to balance your work life, balance everything. I wish you all to have a balanced, well balanced, and very very fruitful, blessed life. All the best.